Hello, hi, welcome to today's message. This is the daily inspirational intuitive message that I do here. Hi and welcome. If you are new, welcome. I hope you join us to see what's going on for our next 24 hours. I am Jeya. I am intuitive. I do receive various styles of channeled messages, and as these messages come about, I do relay them to you as they come out. Now, I do do this collectively for everyone who will ever watch the video, so that energy is collective energy, and as it resonates with you, kindly take it. Whatever doesn't, compassionately leave it for the person who needs to hear it most. Hi, good morning. Oh my goodness. Yes. So let's go ahead and get started. Let's see what's in store for our next 24. Okay. I was getting a lot of visions during my meditation. I feel like this is a lot of projects. People are starting a lot of projects that are going to be taking off. They're going to be really big projects that are going to be taking off. And I think these are projects that a lot of people are starting. They're starting them really small, expecting them to grow. But I think that your guys' projects are going to start to grow rather quickly. This is talking about like quick movement with your guys' stuff, but it's like a quick growth. It's healthy, but I think it's going to be something that is going to be quite surprising. It's because earlier when I was meditating before we started, I was just being shown a lot of different, I was shown someone who like going through like a racetrack, and they were like getting ready to just kind of give in the towel, and they've been going on this track for a long time, and then they were about to get off, and then like all of a sudden it was like they got this jolt. Like a jolt of energy, like if they had just started the race. And it was, but it's not a race. It's no race. There's actually nobody like actually racing against the person at all. It was like, it was symbolic of their path. And going around in circles in their path. And now they're not going around in circles in their path. Now they're going like, going forward on the path. Okay. I'm seeing like a hammer, and a hammer is hitting the top of a nail. So this is, I feel like this is making your mark. I feel like this is not just making your mark, but hitting goals. This is like hitting goals that are for like a longer term project, but I feel like this project is going to really take off fast. I am beautiful and everybody loves me. I radiate acceptance and I am deeply loved by others. Love surrounds me and protects me. It feels like you're building something. You're building something to build yourself. This is like so you can really live in your truth, live in your authenticity. So whatever you're building, I feel like many of you are following your path. Some people, it's like you guys were lost for a bit. Like you may have been lost. Like, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? Oh my goodness. I don't know how I'm going to move forward, you know? And then other times, like you could have not moved forward because you could have had like a situation that was holding you back, or you could have been not moving forward because you were constantly trying. And I feel like some of you guys, it was like a struggle to move forward. You almost were like not gonna go on your life path. Like, you know what, this is too hard almost. Like that's what I was feeling with the first vision that I was getting in my meditation. Like, it felt like that. Like, right when somebody's like gonna throw in the towel, it's like, bam, universe just like blesses them. That's what it felt like. So this is just like a confirmation that wherever you're going now, like how you're trying to move forward now, don't give up. It is part of your path. For those of you that are like, you've been going and going and you feel like you haven't made any progress, you are making progress. You know, often we don't even notice like the progress we're making because like we just keep going and we keep going, and we think that like the days become a little mundane depending on what you're doing, you know, but you're gonna have like a good outcome with this. I feel like this is people who've been like working really hard to make something happen. But this is all to make something happen for your life purpose. Like, this really is. This is somebody who's doing that. And then other people, it's just the you had just gotten on your path and now you're feeling free on the path. We must be conscious and responsible for our beliefs and behaviors if we are ever to be free. Conscious and responsible. How many times do you hear somebody say like, I wish I had a promotion. I wish they would do this. I wish they would do that. If we're conscious about it, conscious about asking the universe for what we want. We want to be promoted, or I want to be promoted, or I want to do this, or I want to do that. When you consciously ask for it, you can then take the proper responsibility that comes with it. Because it's not just obtaining a goal, but it's obtaining it and obtaining the responsibility that goes with it. It's obtaining it and it's maintaining it. Obtaining and maintaining. So it's not about just you did something and now you got it. There you go. No, this is obtaining something that you've been looking for responsibly. So within the next 24 hours with that, I feel like it has to do with the fact that you're being very conscious about your steps, because I feel like many of you guys have been doing the work. There's so many people here that have actually been doing the work, because I feel like this is somebody who's working on themselves and working. Like, I have actively been working. It's like that. And once you start working on yourself, you never really end working on yourself, because we always have something that happens that we need to keep maintaining. It's a constant. I still learn many times. I always learn. I'm like super young with a lot of learning, and it don't matter, young or old, we all learn every single day. And I feel like a lot of you guys are using all of these lessons to teach yourself how to embrace yourself and how to move forward in what you want in life. I'm watching somebody who's like chiseling like a big slab, like a big block slab. And it's like they're making their mark. Yeah, they're making their mark. That it ties back to the other vision. This is making your mark. A lot of you guys are intending on whatever it is that you guys are looking to fulfill. It's going to be something like, it may be that you're trying to have a child, or it may be that you're trying to set things up with career-wise, so that way your children have something to be handed down. Others of you, it's just your career. You really want to flourish and you want people to remember you, or you want to be able to perfect something. But this is with an actual, like, you're doing it with spirit. You're not doing it on your own. You're doing it with good intention. You're doing it with good, like with a positivity that's going to really, it's going to radiate all around you. You see? It's like that. It's like this, like being able to fully embrace everything that you were born to be, what you were born to do. I'm in a fancy place. It's like from a long time ago too. And there's like a lot of gold. There was like gold, like gold on the walls. Manifestation. You're focusing on your manifestation in the next 24 hours. You're focusing on what you really want to bring to the world. This is almost like coloring the world your favorite color. This is bringing your vitality, your life into the world, and bringing it with a dominance that changes the world. You see what I'm saying? I'm getting used to wearing these things. I'm getting cold in here, okay? It's hot outside, but it's cold inside. Here we go. So manifestation, you guys. This is about bringing your edge into the world. Because when other people see what you've built, they can build on that. When you look at what other people have built, you can build on that. And the more we all share with each other, the faster we all can grow together. Like, that's the thing. Like, we could totally do this. It's not like before. You know, before it was a very famine way of thinking where people would be like, oh, I'm trying to one up on everybody. And everybody would be thinking like that. It's not the way things are anymore. The way things are, with the way that, like, technology is, the way that we all are now, we're in a situation where it's like you could bring something, so-and-so can bring something, and everybody bounces different ideas off each other. And there's more than enough to go around right now. Career-wise, everybody has the same opportunities. And I feel like a lot of you guys right now are very much focused on, like that, like I said, like coloring the world your color, your favorite color. It's bringing that. It's bringing that. Surrender. I can release my need to control. Yeah, like I said, we're not living in the same day and age where, like, oh my gosh, we got to be so worried that someone else is going to try to take my stuff. You know, we're not living in that kind of, you know, well, depending on where you're at, right? But we're not living like that on technology. You put something out there, other people are going to look at what you've made and they're going to go, wow, I can build on that. Other people, you're going to look at other people and go, wow, I could learn from that. And this is an energy exchange. And then you find where you really, really, really want to pursue. And you just surrender. So some of you are already on your path. You've been on your path for a while, and you're waiting to see the change, and you don't see the change. You see how her eyes are closed? It feels like you don't see the change, and the change is all around you, and you don't see it. You're like oblivious to the change. So And often that's the way it is, because when you're really putting your heart into something, you're not paying attention to, do I look the best? Did I do this or that? You'll be concerned about those things, but on a very like, okay, that's part of this or that's part of that, but you're not gonna really look to see, because your vision is further than that. Because you know that right now where you're dancing, you know where it's at. You just know that that's not your vision. I have a further vision. And so that's why right here it's talking about that. It's like having that further vision, and Spirit saying you are going to get there. And there's going to be like an out of nowhere level up for you. Like where it's going to be like, oh my goodness, overnight. Almost like overnight. Some of you it's going to be like overnight, and others of you that are working very hard. This is for people who are working very hard. You've been working on it for a while. Some of you may happen overnight, and some of you guys, it's going to happen soon. But in the next 24 hours, you may be feeling like giving up, but Spirit is telling you not to, because it's going to be something that is going to, if you pull through. And surrender. Now, when people talk about surrender, there's so many people that talk about surrender and they say, surrender, surrender, surrender. And other people are like, what are you talking about? Because I know I was one of those people. What are you talking about? Surrender. I'm just surrendering. I surrender, put up the flag. And so when it comes to surrendering, what they talk about, what surrendering means, is that you're giving up that control. The control. Now, what control looks like? What does control look like? Control looks like you're looking at this and going, everything needs to be aligned. Why is this not over here? Why is this not over here? Why is this not over here? And you're looking at everything and you want to control it desperately. Well, you're not going to be able to, because life isn't like that. The universe isn't like that. Everything happens in this sort of it's like physics. It's like this, like, it's like everything needs to work together in synchronicity. And we can't work in synchronicity if one person wants to do things in control, right? So like your whole body can't work just because, you know, somebody says, oh yeah, well, I have a heart. We can put this, you know, body together. Like it's just a heart. No, we need lungs. We need, you know, a stomach. We need certain things, right? We need certain things. So all of these different parts, everything about us makes us, right? It's not just one thing. Now, if the heart said, nope, I'm not surrendering. I don't want to give the blood to this part of the body because I want to do it my way. If we did it that way, then it wouldn't work, right? So you're a piece of the universe. Everybody is. Because you were made here. We all were made here. So we're all like one giant miracle. Okay? So, and your dreams are not far off. That's part of the miracle too. So you just need to release that need to have it the way you want it. And work in synchronicity with those around you. Work in synchronicity with opportunities around you. Work in synchronicity with the energy around you to gravitate, to pull all of the opportunity you want. That's what you do. And then when the opportunity arrives, you take it. That's what surrendering is. But you have to be willing to do it the way of like the universe. Because like some people they'll get what they want. Like they'll be like meditating. They want this one thing, and this one thing comes into their life and they weren't ready to surrender. They weren't ready to surrender. They got exactly what they wanted, and then they said, "Oh, universe, oh yeah, you gave it to me. Oh, but this isn't the way I wanted it." And so how is that being grateful for what you've been given? Gratitude. How are you going to have gratitude when you want to be in control? How are you going to have acceptance when you're going to be in control? How are you going to be successful if you were always in control? You have to flow. You have to flow. You have to flow. That's how it works. It's synchronicity. Gotta surrender to how things work rather than needing to be the controller of the universe. Be the controller of your own mind. We try to control everything around us. Yet so many people won't meditate and control their own thoughts. Surrender, you guys. In the next 24 hours, being called to surrender, to make your mark. You will make your mark. You will make your mark. You will have your manifestation, but you have to be ready to accept it. You have to be ready to be grateful for it. And then that's how you get more blessings. And you have to be willing to go with the flow, to be flexible. To be flexible with the manifestation itself. Okay? Because divine gifts are always better than what you will ever imagine. So that means that it's not going to go your way. If you're asking divinely, it's not going to go your way. It's going to go divinely. And you have to have faith. In the next 24 hours, I feel a lot of you guys, some of you are going to be routing out a map, like a list of things that you guys want to accomplish for this manifestation. So when you do that, or even those who are already following the path, working hard, and if you're rerouting it because it's just not yielding, keep your vision. That's the most important thing, is to keep the same vision, you know. May have to take a different route, but you're doing the vision. Now, surrender that control to it has to turn out exactly this way. If you want something divine, you will have to do it the divine way or you will not get it. I'm hearing that. They're kind of brutal. They say they could give, they could take. It's part of that divine interaction. How can you call someone like a partner or something and you don't even like love them or something? Or how can you call somebody a friend and you don't even care about them? Or how can you call somebody like that, right? You have to have some kind of like structure right there, right? And the thing with the divine is that you can't just call it like, oh yeah, I want to follow this. This is what I really want. Can you please make my dreams come true? And then you go, oh no, this isn't the way I wanted it. I wanted it to be this way. Then it's kind of like counteracting what you want. So the best opportunities in life, they come divinely. But they ask that you surrender, and you will. You're going to experience this really deep satisfaction of obtaining your guys' manifestation. You just need to surrender to how it divinely works rather than how you want it to work. Being conscious and responsible for our beliefs and behaviors if we are ever to be free. So that means also having discipline while you're doing your manifestation. You can't just be manifesting 1 minute and then the next minute you're not even, you go to, I'm going to go and binge watch on YouTube or what is it, or Netflix or something. You can't just like go and switch it all up, toss it to the side. If you're going to take something serious, it requires discipline. But when you have consciousness, when you start to receive a lot more clarity through meditation and trying to become more conscious and more aware, then you become responsible just inherently, like it kind of comes with it, right? So I just want to let you guys know too, that stigma around consciousness, where there's some people who think consciousness is so boring, or you have to, because of the discipline that comes with it, if you want higher consciousness, it's going to require a lot more discipline. And that actually makes a lot of sense. Who wants to be rewarded, you do so much work and you get rewarded just as much as the guy that did nothing, right? You want to be able to reap more rewards when you're being a lot more diligent and consistent. Consciousness isn't something to go, oh, it's too much work. To be conscious is a gift. Because you were blind before. Like you could have been blind to a situation, not understanding why things that you're trying to control aren't working, not understanding why you can't fully embrace yourself. Well, you can't do those things if you keep focusing on what can go wrong. Quiet the mind. Surrender your thoughts. I could even use the surrender in so many ways when I think about it. Because I even think about it like when you're in meditation, you could even think I'm going to surrender all of my thoughts, like if you're removing all of your thoughts from you and then allowing them to come back one by one, right? For you to sift through them, to go through them, to go, oh, I don't like that one. This one does, yeah, like that. But when you surrender the need to control, that's going to require you guys to also work on diligence and maintenance of surrendering control. Don't continue to try to be in control of things. Allow it to just flow. It'll just flow, and then eventually and I'm talking in 24 hours, if you really do surrender that control, I have to control things, and you just start to accept things as the universe brings it to you. Oh, this is what you brought me. This is the opportunity. Let me take this opportunity instead of looking at it, analyzing it, and being ungrateful for it. Instead, you look at it and you go, oh, thank you for this opportunity. I wonder what it is. Because sometimes opportunity comes up. We think that it doesn't really look that good. And then you realize that it was divinely orchestrated. And when it comes together, it's a better manifestation than you could have ever planned. So that's why it requires having trust. But you have to be conscious. You have to be aware. And the way you do that is by fully accepting yourself. Then others just like, it'll be like a magnet. You'll be like a magnet because you accept yourself. You're living in your purpose. And I was seeing a man that was hitting like targets far away. Like he was like shooting, and he's shooting like targets that are like really far away. And it's very symbolic of like you're going to really hit your mark. You're going to hit those marks. Again, going back to the marks. This is hitting your marks every time. And I'm hearing effortlessly when you surrender. It's something about control. The more we control, it's like the more stress we put out in the universe for that manifestation. It's like the manifestation itself starts to feel the stress. So that's why it can't really be forced to come into our lives. Because when we're focusing on it, we're putting up stress. You're adding stress on your manifestation. And that's not cool. If you want your manifestation to come through, you got to be free flowing. You got to say, hey, I'm right here. This is what I want. I want it. I want it. I want it. I want it. I don't care how you bring it, but I want it. That's what you do. And you stay focused. Stay responsible for your conscious beliefs and behaviors. Which means if you said, I'm going to give up coffee because I really want clarity. I'm going to give up, eating meat for, 30 days, or I'm going to go, vegetarian, or I'm going to go vegan, or I'm going to, wake up early in the morning. Maybe it's, devoting anything that you say you're going to do it. That's being like responsible for that behavior. And the belief I feel is like when you're being responsible and conscious, having that belief, remaining responsible for the belief in yourself. Knowing that you can do it, knowing that it's on its way, knowing that this is yours. That's what it is for today. The next 24 hours is about surrendering that need to control your manifestation, accepting your manifestation for what it is. And if you don't like something about the way your manifestation was brought to you, that says more about you than your manifestation. That says more about you than about the divine. Because there's something more to it. There's always something more. I know anytime I've asked for something and it's been like divinely guided to me, it's always come in like that's pretty odd. And then like I'll go and, I'll help somebody randomly and I had no reason to like be in the place that I was at that time. I helped somebody and then like, maybe a week later, that person is helping me, So sometimes it's like you help somebody, you have no idea what this has to do with anything. And then later on, you find out that was part of your manifestation. Because later on, that person's going to help you. You shouldn't judge what's divinely guided to you. That's what it is don't be judging how a manifestation that's divinely guided is brought to you. Don't judge the manifestation itself. Maybe you wanted a promotion and then they didn't give you a promotion and now you're upset and you're like, I really wanted that job or this or that. And then you just stick around, you wait like a couple of months and you find out that, that job entailed all kinds of other things you wouldn't have liked. Then you were divinely protected. This is surrendering your need to control it. This is surrendering your need to control those things and allowing them to happen and being grateful for everything. Be grateful for what doesn't work out. Be grateful for what does work out. And whatever is divinely guided to you, keep it. Because I can guarantee they send you the best. And you may not see it, but it's always the best. It's always the best for you. Yep. So the next 24 hours, surrender your need of control. And your manifestation is going to be coming in. Remain responsible in all that you're doing. Because you're doing it. You don't see it like she doesn't see it. But you're doing it. But you're doing it. Color the world your favorite color, you guys. Color the world your favorite color. Thank you guys for joining me here today. I am so grateful that you guys came in today to join me. I'm sending you guys so much joy, patience with yourself. And I'm so grateful that we can share the same planet. Thank you for being part of my world. And thank you for allowing me to be part of your world. Have a fantastic 24.